bad.
Hey guys, just finished watching Black Lightning, Season 2, Episode 8, the Book of Rebellion, Chapter 1, Exodus. This episode is interesting and it has a 5.7 here on IMDb out of 10, so yeah, it was okay. I don't think it's giving it a 5.7. It's definitely a smaller episode type thing, like there's not much action too much involved, but I like things where things are going. We see, Khalil and Jennifer, they're still on the run from last episode, and they stop to get some money, and that's when Jennifer is forced to use some powers. What Khalil does is he goes to collect money for Tobias, convincing the other gangs he's collecting money for Tobias, but it was supposed to be the next day, and he finds out that there's a hit on him, so he ends up taking the money from them, and Jennifer, the firearm starts getting going off and stuff, and Jennifer is forced to use her powers, and it's interesting seeing her use her powers throughout this episode. She hasn't had control about it, and now she's kind of like, every time she has to use her powers, she's been able to control it a little bit more. So I think all these situations that she gets into, and she's able to learn more about her powers, are going to have her come out of this kind of with more control of her powers at the end of this season and stuff. So I think that's going to be interesting to see kind of where things go with her powers. So they see that they end up going to his aunt's place, since that's the only place they could go. And then Henderson ends up Lynn ends up going to the police and stuff, tells Henderson to put out an APB or do some missing persons for Jennifer, and he ends up finding a body that kind of matches her description and stuff, and he gets there and it's not her, and that scene was kind of a bit terrible, that scene when he was going to see that body to see if it was her or not. It was so obvious that it wasn't her, and it was like, yeah, we just saw that scene where he kind of got a little frustrated with her, where Khalil got frustrated with Jennifer, and his temper got up a little bit, but they would not have kind of implied, had this whole scene was just kind of stupid. It's just kind of terrible because, it would have made more sense if they did the same idea of this scene, as if he had said, like, we got getting tons of, reports of people like this, but they're all, dead bodies that look like her, that match her description, but are not exactly her, So I think that would have been a better way to do it, rather than having him go up to this one, and it's like, trying to make us believe that that's her. It was like, no way, it's not her. First of all, this is not a season final. It's at the end of a season, last episode of a season, and it's not a mid-season where they would kill her, where they would kill a character like her off. They're not going to kill a character like her off either a mid-season or the end of a season. Most likely end of a season, maybe a mid-season if they had the guts to do it, but most likely a mid-season. They're not going to kill her off, so early on in the show, only season 2, right? So that's not really going to happen. So that was just the whole way they delivered that scene was really kind of terrible. It really didn't, it was kind of a waste of time because it didn't revoke any of the emotions that they were trying to go for with that scene by like, oh my God, is that her? And it's like, I would have been shocked as all hell if it would have been her, but I, did not see it whatsoever. Was ready to bet $100 that it was not going to be her, So I think that was really kind of terrible with that scene. So we see Jennifer later on calls Anissa, but she doesn't call enough long enough for Gamby to be able to track the phone number. And Anissa, they go into this kind of place, her and Black Lightning, and start looking at the place that Khalil had stole the money from, and they start asking around about where they went and stuff, and then on their way out, that's when she gets a phone call, and I'm like, why did she answer that, right, while in there? She should have answered it and ran out, keep going out, so that these gang members don't hear any conversation and put two and two together as to who she might be, it's just kind of silly stuff to, like, those gang members are just in the 100 is right in the same room, and you're answering this phone talking about, oh, Jennifer, saying a name, like, I just wouldn't do that, as a superhero. You're trying to keep your identity secret, so don't, when your loved ones call you on the cell phone, say her name out loud in front of criminals. That just seems like a poor choice, even anyone to do, even if you're not related. Don't say any names or thing that just gives you a sign. It gives the criminals someone to attack, even if they're not related. They just know you care for that person at some point, right? So I think that is kind of a terrible move on their part there. So we see that Gamby later on in the episode, Gamby gives Thunder a motorcycle. Where the hell did he get the money for this motorcycle? Now, we don't even see, it's like a cool moment where he's like, here, we got something for you, and we don't even get to see what the motorcycle looks like. We get a shadowy version of it. It's like one of those tricycle things, probably because the Nafissa Williams probably can't ride, doesn't have a motorcycle license, right? So this isn't a bit easier for her to drive, even though we didn't have a straight up shot of her. It's probably like her stunt double or anything. But so I think that was kind of just terrible, that kind of reveal for the motorcycle. We didn't even get to see a good look at it. Didn't even look like a, like an actual thunder motorcycle, like a comic book, motorcycle or anything. And the whole point of her having a motorcycle would be to have something more like on 2 wheels, so she could zip and weave around traffic, whereas something with 3 wheels like that kind of defeats the purpose of a superhero having a motorcycle. It really defeats that purpose of her being able to get around certain places where she couldn't get with the big van that Gambi has, right? So that was kind of terrible there. And the shot of the way we zoomed in on it, we didn't really get to see a look at it. It just looked like a normal motorcycle. We just saw it in the dark. So it would have been cool to see that. And also, I still need to know as to where the hell is Gambi getting all this money. He has his money for all these cars, these tech, these drones, all these special skills that he has. The skills are one thing, he picked up with the ESA. Okay, one thing, I get that. But yet, he has all this money for this, secret underground layer, and we never see him doing anything to even be able to. How is he affording all this tech? I mean, I really don't get that. How the hell is he affording all this tech? Where is he getting the money from? Does he have a secret investor that he's keeping from everyone? Because that would be something cool to find out. And okay, maybe let's say he has some money left over from when he worked with the ASA. Does he have millions of dollars just sitting there? I don't think the ASA was going to pay him, no matter, even at the job he was doing, pay him $1 million a year. And, I don't know how long he was doing that for, but I forget how long he said he was, working for the ASA. But even if they were doing it for $1 million, like for this, how much he's spending on things like that, he would have had to have had a salary that was $1 million a year and working for like 10 years, and he has like, $10 million just kind of sitting in a bank account somewhere. I would love to get an idea as to someone just be like, where the hell are you getting all the money for all this, or maybe, but over the years he's been stealing money from the criminals. Whatever the reason is, show us how the hell is he paying for all this, It's just driving me crazy. He comes up with all these things and he just doesn't have any, the whole thing with Batman is you never have to answer that question because he's Bruce Wayne. He's a billionaire. End of story. That's in the description of the character, There's no reason. They don't give us any reason as to how and where is he getting all the money for all this. It just drives me crazy. So we see Tobias sends Cutter after Khalil, and he has a kind of a chip inside of him, so she's able to find him immediately at his aunt's place. And then we see Jen kind of fries the chip inside of him, and the Black Lightning had kind of shown up to stop Cutter from just about killing Khalil. I thought it was going to be, Jen again, but it was Black Lightning, and they decided to run away. And at the end of the episode, as everyone's trying to hunt and find Khalil and Jennifer, Tobias, Cutter ends up calling Tobias and about, saying that Black Lightning's there around there, and he's like, oh, Black Lightning again? Why? Oh, must be the Pierce daughter. So I think that's really going to be cool to see as to where things go with that, as he puts 2 and 2 together that Jefferson Pierce is Black Lightning, and that'll be really fun to see as to kind of how things are going to play out with that. Yeah, so this is really going to be cool to see as to kind of where things go with that. How is he going to use this information and stuff? If he needs to use it really smartly, right? I think that could be quite interesting to see as to where things go there. If he was smart, or maybe even just straight up use it right away. And, while everyone's out, Black Lightning and Thunder are out chasing Khalil, Lynn is alone at the house, right? And even Gambi's out there, right? Let's go after, take Lynn hostage, and then everyone is forced to come back and help. And, someone, and even Jennifer is like, I gotta go back and help, and help her mom, right? So I think that's really going to be cool to see as to kind of where things go with that. I mean, Jennifer's not up to leaving her mom die just because of her, right? So I think that's really going to be interesting to see as to where things go with that. And if, Tobias brings that up, is like, Lynn's life for you, if, give me Khalil, and Lynn's life, would Khalil now just give himself up for that? I think that is going to be an interesting thing to play with, to see as to kind of where things go. I feel like he totally would, so I think that would be fun to see as to how things kind of go with that, and maybe, they all have to work together, or to see if they kind of go that route. So I think it's going to be fun to see as to where things go. But at the end of the season, they need to get rid of Tobias Wales and get someone brand new, because I'm getting tired of this. It feels like the same thing, just like same character over and over again. And if you've been watching the Daredevil show, which they have Kingpin on again and again, and that's getting repetitive, so seeing the 2 same characters, Kingpin's a little bit better, but I need to see someone different, and I'd like to see for season 3 to see someone with powers go against him. Someone a bit more comic book than just a crime boss, you know, something a bit more out there and a super villain, whereas he's just a crime boss. He's not a super villain, you know. He's a crime boss with a little bit of super strength, right? Every now and then. So I'd like to see an actual super villain for Black Lightning. So let me know what you think, guys, about this episode in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
I'm Captain America, here to talk to you about one of the most valuable traits a soldier or student can have.
Subscribing.
Sometimes subscribing is the key to victory. Sometimes it leads to very little, and it seems like it's not worth it. And you wonder why you waited so long for something so disappointing. How many more of these?
You're still here.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Peace.
It's over.